Hey, thanks for joining the video. This is Mark, and this is my channel about me being over 50 and trying to stay fit, work through injuries, and just stay capable, basically. Just a warning, I'm really bad on camera right now, but trying to get it figured out. But thanks for your time, and video's up next.
After running a couple marathons, some trail ultras, and even a 50-mile race, I realized something with my training was off. The way I'd been training for decades was actually starting to work against me. When I looked at it closer, I'd realized I'd been making some pretty common fitness mistakes that a lot of men over 50 are probably making too. So in this video, I'm gonna walk through my 5 mistakes that I've been making, and maybe you have too. For the last couple decades, I've been running and biking, some off and on, trying to be kind of like an endurance athlete, sort of. Like I said, I've run some marathons and even that 50-miler. This all started years ago when a coworker challenged me to ride the MS-150 from Houston to Austin. So that led me into some recreational mountain biking and even into an adventure race, then a half marathon, and that's really what got me into running. Since then, I pretty much run all year long and try to work in a few races here and there. But I say races, but don't worry, no records were set in any of those events. But even through all that, here's the problem. As you know, once we get into our 40s and 50s, our body does not respond the way it used to. Our recovery slows down, injuries show up easier, and sometimes the workouts that used to keep you in shape actually start working against you, from what I've found. So here are the 5 mistakes I realized I've been making with my training after 50. Now, if you're new here, this channel is basically me documenting how I'm trying to rebuild strength and stay capable as I get older. Here's mistake number 1, only doing cardio. The first mistake is the one I've made for years, doing mostly cardio, pretty much up to this point. Running, cycling, elliptical. I always thought if I kept my endurance up, I'd stay in great shape. And for a long time, I felt that worked pretty well. But as we age, the body naturally starts losing muscle, and it speeds up as we get older. So if all you're doing is burning calories but never rebuilding muscle, you're basically working against yourself. Cardio is still important, but after 50, strength training becomes just as important, maybe even more. If you want to stay capable, lifting things, hiking, working outside, doing the stuff you enjoy, muscle matters. That's a big reason I've started stepping up the weight training. Mistake number 2, training like you're still 30. The second mistake is training like you're still young. A lot of us grew up with the no pain, no gain mentality. Push harder, run further, lift heavier. But the reality is recovery changes as we get older. Your joints take longer to recover, tendons take longer to heal, and the injuries become easier to pick up. Talk to my knee about that one. The reality is recovery changes as we get older. The joints take longer to recover, tendons take longer to heal, and injuries become easier to pick up. And that's what happened to me with my knee. I would tweak it during a run and then just try to run through it. No real attempt at rehab or recovery. Or sometimes I do the opposite and just shut down everything completely, back to the couch. That obviously does nothing for you. Then a few weeks later, I'd start all over again and see how it went. Eventually I realized smart training beats hard training at this stage. The third mistake is ignoring mobility. Tight hips, stiff hamstrings, shoulders that don't move well. These things start to creep in slowly. And if you don't address them, they start causing other problems. Knee pain, back pain, shoulder issues. And a lot of times, it's not even the joint itself. It's the surrounding mobility that's limited. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day of mobility work can make a huge difference, or so I hear. Because honestly, I've never been great at that stretching thing, but I'm trying to get better. Even today, as I struggle to find the time or motivation to do it, that's what I'm going after. But it's something I know I need to start taking more seriously, obviously. Here's a big one for me. Not taking sleep seriously or just not getting good sleep. I deal with sleep apnea, so that's a problem. And obviously poor sleep destroys your recovery and your hormones and all that. You can have a perfect routine, but if your sleep is terrible, your body's not recovering, and that's even worse once you're over 50. The fifth mistake is not having a reason to train. When you're younger, we might be training for sports, races, competitions. You don't even really have to think about it. But as we get older, we go through life, going to work, dealing with the family, going to the gym. I mean, we may just kind of be going through the motions. But if we want to stay capable, we've got to make a plan. So that's my plan. For me now, the goal is simple. Stay capable. I want to be able to hike, hunt, work outside, lift things, travel, and still do hard things as I get older. That's really the mission now. Ultimately, getting older doesn't mean you stop training. It means you train smarter. For me, the focus now is building strength, protecting the joints, and staying capable for the long run. If you're over 40 or 50 and trying to do the same thing, follow along. I'm documenting the whole process. And if you've made any of these mistakes too, let me know in the comments. Well, thanks for sticking around. I know I'm terrible on camera. Hopefully that gets better over time. Anyway, just thought I'd give you a little bit more on my knee here. I believe I got an MCL issue. Basically, I went from running the best of my life last year, longest run of my life, about a little less than a year ago now, to not being able to run very far at all because my knee just is jacked. Just tightened up. I'm on a probably walk about 6 miles today, and that'll still aggravate it. It's not terrible at all by any means, but definitely not in great shape. What really aggravates it is like getting down on my hands and knees to work on something. That really gets it really aggravated and tightens up, and then I just can't recover. So that's what we're going to work on. Stretching, may look into alternatives as well, but that's where we're at. Thanks again for hanging out.